So here we are with Lynwood. Lynwood is Finnwood's sister. And I remembered something, and I'm going to tell you about it today. What does Lynwood have to do with Julia Roberts? You're going to find out. Come on in. Hey, Lynwood. Hi, honey. Hi, honey. Oh. There's the girl. Where's my girl? Where's my girl? Come on, chair. Oh, yeah. Boomba. Hi. Hi, honey. Look at you. You are beautiful. You are the beautiful girl. Look at you. Oh, baby girl. You want a treat? Let's see if you eat the whole thing or you're going to eat it in little pieces. Good girl. What a beautiful girl. She's 7. Hi, Lynwood. Hi, look at the smile. I love that smile. I love that smile. You are really stunning. You really are stunning. You got to get some. You got to get some sunscreen on that nose. I bet you they're doing it, but let me double check. Let me double check. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Come here, Lynwood. Come here, honey. You want another treat? Come here. Come here. Yeah, Lynwood, is she getting sunscreen on her nose?
Let me check.
Yeah, you can check. Let me get back to what I'm doing, but just make a note.
Okay.
All right. So the white dogs, Lynwood, Finnwood, when they're out in the desert sun, the white dogs get sunburn. They get skin cancers from having been out there. So she came and her brother came with skin cancers. And we've been taking them off for years. They're in good shape. Just one of those things, you just keep doing it. Look at that pretty girl. Now, Lynwood, come here, honey. She's the girl that whenever I'm up here, she's always watching me. I give them all treats, but she watches me like hunting. Like she wants me to come over and hug her. Boy, she's in great shape. Man, oh man, is she in great shape. Lynwood, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Yes. Powerful dog. So somebody dumped a litter years ago. They dumped a litter way the hell out there in the desert. And to give you an idea on why Julia Roberts, there's a town I passed through on the way to where they were. They're about 10, 12 miles past it. But the last, I'm not going to say the name of it, but the last town that you pass before you go out to this deep part of the desert has the name in stone. They put it up since the movie Erin Brockovich. So Julia Roberts played Erin Brockovich, and Erin Brockovich is a real person. She was a paralegal, and she was getting really ticked off that people that she was interviewing were dying of cancer, and they were telling her horrible stories. And it was Pacific Gas and Electric had been dumping toxic wastewater. So the groundwater around this town was contaminated with toxic waste. Kids and people were dying of cancer, and Erin got in there and blew it all up and sued them. And she won something like $350 million for the people in this little town. Not that you can replace a life with money, but she at least got them the money. She's doing other things now, but Julia Roberts played her and won an Academy Award. And so out there where groundwater is contaminated and there's hardly any water anyway for dogs, way past that spot out there in the desert, somebody dumped a litter of puppies 7 years ago. I saw them way, way in the distance. There's no way you could, in the vast Mojave Desert, you can get up there and get to these guys. So I set up a feeding station and they came down. And they were, up until about 6 months ago, somebody was still eating. And now that's all over. One at a time, I guess they went on, passed on, or passed away, because it's a rough life out there. But we did feed them for years. Lynwood came in. She's one of the first. Lynwood and Finwood were the first ones who came into the trap. And I'm pretty sure Lynwood was the very first. You got a fly on you? She had a fly on her. Little tiny fly. I saw it from here. I saw that fly from here. Beautiful girl, happy girl. Yeah, so anyway, they were just a few months old when they were first dumped. And she was about a year old when we got her, and her brother was close to that. And you saw Finwood on a video a couple weeks ago. And this is his sister. Right, Lynwood? You pretty girl? Look at her. So she likes the desert, I guess, because people dump them in the desert. They're usually from the desert. They just take them out deep. So having grown up in the desert, and now that the heat's here, and where we are, the heat is here. So our ground is kind of like the desert ground. Beautiful. Look at her with her paws crossed. It's amazing because you see a dog that has been around as long as she has. You get used to them, and then you wish you could go, or I wish I could go in every day with each one. I'm going to give you another treat. I'm going to give you another piece. Have another piece. Wagging the tail. I see the tail going. I see the tail going. There you go. You got to chew. You're chewing? You're chewing. I got a comment in one of the videos, and I answer them when I can, but I answer them myself for now because they're not that many. Unfortunately, we're trying to figure out the algorithm to get these shows to get some traction, and it's been a year. We had a mentor. I'm not going to say his name because he was disappointing ultimately. He's very famous. And for the first 6 or 7 months, he was helping to make the show that there is. It was thanks to him, really. He helped me get through a lot of questions. But there's stuff, when you load a YouTube video, there's a bunch of things I know how to do, but there are 3 or 4 pages at the end that I don't know how to do. And he assigned somebody for a while to do it for me, but then that ended. And I've pretty much been asking for months and months and months for help. Can you get me somebody? Can you get somebody that we can put on just to help, get these videos out there? It's a year. We have a year's worth of shows, and this is now starting our 2nd year. This is show number 53, I think, out of 52 the first year. This is the new one for the year. This is Lynwood will be the first of the next year, the 2nd year. Now, what season? It's a year. Remember back in the day, there were 39 shows in every season, and then 13 during the 13 weeks of the summer, they had repeats. That's what we used to call them, repeats. They were shows that had already played, and they played them again during the summer. But 39 shows, so now, you look at shows, 10 shows, 12 shows, 8 shows, that's a season. And I tell my daughter, there used to be 39 shows, and then I realized, wait a minute, we just did 52. We did 52 shows. And now we're starting our 53rd. We're starting our new year. And we're not getting the traction that I thought we would get with the help of this very famous guy. He does big events to do with YouTubers. And so it didn't happen. So I'm looking for somebody who really knows. We've got to start with all the videos we put up already. We've got to do the last few pages and get them connected so that when people see one, they're offered the rest. They're offered a bunch more, which isn't happening. And also the algorithm hasn't really jumped in there. But I got this comment, it was an interesting comment, and I wish this guy would define this. You know, we don't have, and I see a lot of videos. I watch YouTube mostly. And I'm watching photography. I can't watch animal stuff. It makes me crazy. So I watch photography because I photograph. And everybody says the same thing. They're talking to the camera and they're saying no matter what field they're in, they start off with telling you, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you about this, and I'm going to give you 5 ways, always 5, 7, or 9, or 10. I'm going to give you 10 ways to do this. They come up with a number. You're going to have 5 ways to do this. And if you stay till the end, you're going to be surprised at the big one. If you stay till the end. They all say the same thing. If you stay till the end. So they're getting you to stay. And that's what YouTube wants. They want to see that people stay and watch the video. So they've got a good hook, stay till the end. And then somebody said to me in a comment that I've been thinking about this, and the guy never identified himself or wrote back. He said, another video that just ends. And I've been thinking about that. What did he mean by that? So I asked him, hey, help me with this. What do you mean by another video that just ends? Because there's some others out there. There's one guy with 6 million followers. There's really no story there. It's the same thing over and over, week after week after week. It's the same, different dogs, but it's the same story. This dog's hiding in the corner, and he sits down with him and tries to get him to take a treat. And how does that end? He gets them to take a treat. People watch it for 45 minutes or an hour. They don't know anything about the dog, and they don't know if the dog gets a home or anything. They don't know anything, but this guy's got 6 million followers. So I'm trying to find out what this comment was. What did you mean by there's no end? Now there isn't, because when I'm done here today, I'll give her some more treats, and then I'll tell her see you later kind of thing. Because I've already explained who she is, where she comes from. What more can I say? She's gorgeous. I can tell you that over and over. And every time I look at her, my God, she is stunning. You are stunningly beautiful. Look at those markings. She's like a paint horse. Absolutely gorgeous. But how many times can I say that and then we're out? So how is it supposed to end? I don't understand that comment. I didn't say there's 5 things and I'm giving you number 5, and wait till the end, I'm going to give you number 6, a bonus. And there's another thing that if you notice at the end, we're not doing this in the backyard like some people. We're not doing this in the driveway or the garage, and we have 3 or 4 dogs. There's one guy, this is so maddening. Just on one social media account, he's got over 600,000 followers. What does he do? Nothing. He has 3 chihuahuas and a cat in his apartment. That's all he has. 3 chihuahuas and a cat. And he kisses them. And every day he publishes a video. He's got over 600,000 views. I think we've got like 20,000, and we publish all the time what really is going on. We've got hundreds of stories, and he's got 3 chihuahuas and a cat. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So we have all this going on. We have the largest animal sanctuary in the world. And I'm showing the rescues, and we're not getting any traction. So if you have an idea, or if you know, how would you want this to end? Yeah, another video that doesn't end. No, he's going to walk out the gate and that'll be it till the next week. What am I supposed to do? I have no idea. And the reason I got into this was this guy promotes the fact that YouTube is the future. And he told us early on that once you get a lot of traction, YouTube can dub your show AI into 35 languages. Well, that's why I did this. Not to get on TV. I've been an actor. I've been in movies. I don't care about that stuff. That's nothing. In fact, they want me. There's a couple of. I've got some offers lately. No, I don't want to do that. I'm happy doing what I'm doing with my dogs, my cats, my horses. That's it. That's all I want to do. Just leave me alone. Let me just do this. I don't need to do anything else. So you look at this. And why am I doing it? Because if we have shows about how we care for these are angels. These are angels. You know what an angel is? Whatever your religion, an angel is a spiritual being that came down to help you. And these guys, these angels were rejected. The person that they sent to help rejected the help. And they threw these angels away. Well, guess what? They suffer and die horribly for coming down to help stupid people. Cruel people that shouldn't be helped. They come down to help them anyway, and they get dumped, and they suffer, and they suffer, and they suffer, and then they die horribly. The few of the millions, the few that I managed to rescue and bring here, we give them the best life they can. They're angels. And at the end, after we have a hospice, we keep them going. As long as they're happy, we keep them going. And then we shepherd them across. My veterinarian, myself, we shepherd them across. So very peacefully they cross over. Instead of dying horribly, getting all kinds of stuff that happens in the field. Now, another thing is I don't show horrible things. I don't write about horrible things. I know horrible things. I see them. I'm out there. I don't write about them. I don't show people. Why? Because I can't stand to watch them myself. I already told you, I watch YouTube photography channels. I don't watch animal stuff. I can't take it. I can't take the horror. Even if it's not that bad, I can't take the horror. Well, they show horrible stuff on the internet, horrible stuff on YouTube, a lot of social media horror to get you to give money. And if you knew who you were giving to, some of them, I try to warn people. I post comments. Not these people. Don't let them fool you. And they've got like 800,000 followers on Instagram. Well, you're kidding me. They don't rescue animals. These are stock photography pictures. They don't even say they rescue animals. They just show you horrible pictures and say, if you want to help save animals, send us money. 99% of the money goes to staff. There's no animals. They don't even have animals. So I see this and I'm going, what motivates people? What motivates people is horror. I hate horror movies. I don't watch horror movies. I can't stand horror movies. There's a huge market for horror movies. Hollywood. You want to make money in Hollywood, they'll tell you. Get a dozen kids, put them in a house and chop them up. That's a horror movie. You'll make money. People love that stuff. I don't get it. I can't stand it. So I'm not going to show people horrible stuff that happens to animals and say, donate to us. You look at the horrible thing. No, I show the happy ending. Look at this girl. Look how beautiful she is. Got a scar on her neck from being in the field. She got torn up once. You see this scar on the neck right there? There's a scar. Baby girl. And she's had a great life since. And she's going to have a great life till the end. And she wants another treat. Yes. If I tell you what happened to her out there, you'd throw up. But I'd rather say, look, she went through a horrible, and here she is now. So the whole idea of 35 languages is that we can show people around the world our shows. What's the common thread in every show that I do? It's that these animals are angels. They're very special. Each one of them is very, very, very special. And you got to love each one. Each one is just precious. So somewhere in the world, in a different language, somebody will watch one of these shows and get a paradigm shift and say, wait a minute, you know that dog that's been living out there having puppies for 2 years under that tree? I just saw this show where these dogs are really special. They're angels, they're this. Why don't we help her? Why don't we bring her in and give her a home? And maybe bring her into the hut, you know, maybe it's that part of the world. Whatever it is, that's why I did this, because 35 languages means you could reach the world and show them. But until we get some traction, we're not going to do 35 languages because we don't even have enough for English right now. So if anybody out there knows how to solve this problem, help us get picked up by the algorithm, whatever the heck that is now. People who claim to know are just after money. They don't really know. So I need someone who really knows. And give us a hand. I mean, that's you know, what can I tell you? I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm introducing it to all these angels. And that's all I can do. But we've got to get people around the world to watch. So maybe going into the second year, maybe this is the first show of the second year. Maybe this is the year we move forward and actually start getting traction. I mean, the guy's got 6 million people. He sits there in a corner in a little closet with the dog, and he's got 6 million people. Does he find them homes? No, he's supposedly getting them ready to find homes. Well, what can I say? I got a lot to say, but I'm not gonna. Here you go, honey. Did I bring my water? I did. It's getting hot. My water's getting hot. You want some? Want some water? Oh. You want more jerky? All right, so here's another video that's not going to end. There's no ending. It's going to end, but there's no ending. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to leave and give all the rest of the dogs treats. And next video after her is going to be these puppies, Serena's puppies, the 10 little tiny infant puppies that I was holding. It's only 5 or 6 weeks later. Wait till you see these guys already. Oh my God. I said, we got to show the people. 5 or 6 weeks later, look at this. How could you, it's a bouquet of dogs. How could you not fall in love with a bouquet of dogs? See how lucky, that's the one thing I'm so lucky. I get to enjoy the bouquet of dogs. Right? Okay. Oh God, my new phone. Oh, my new phone. Oh, I screwed it up. This is my new phone because I could take video for social media. And it's going to come out really nice. And I just dropped it in the sand. Now I got to go clean it. I just found out, by the way, an iPhone 15, 16, you can shoot, for any photographer out there, you can shoot raw photographs. I shot some, put them on the computer. It's just like getting it out of a camera, like a regular camera. They're beautiful. They're high definition. So I said, I'm going to shoot more around here that we can publish. Okay, Lynwood. Lynwood. Who is that cartoon? I'm going to give you an ending. There's a cartoon. There was some kind of big cat. What was it? Some kind of puma, whatever he was. And he used to say, at the end of every cartoon, exit stage right. And he would go, actually, this is left. Okay, I'm going to give the other kids some treats.